Hello my garden friends, this is Jersey Shore Lisa of MyNJGarden.com, and I'm back at my first food forest. I did a couple of videos about reclaiming my first permaculture garden, and this is the end of that series, in that this is the front side yard. You can see this is like the third or fourth giant pile of brush. But this is the side yard headed back into the wooded area. There's a hydrangea and some hostas and lily of the valley. Here's a very scraggly looking but completely surviving and fruiting gooseberry. You can see the fruit on there. So I am going to lift a piece of this because it's layered itself and formed some new plants. You can see that that's kind of the center of the mother plant, but then down here you can see that shoots are coming up from the ground there. So I know that here's another piece that looks really good that's rooted down at the bottom. So I'm gonna lift some of that and bring that with me. I've cleared this whole space. There's another hydrangea back there and some Rose of Sharon. I took out a lot of vines and I revealed this beautiful Golden Shadows dogwood. It was getting very choked by vines. So I did remove them. You could still see some little eastern redbud seedlings and some Virginia creeper around the forest floor, but for the most part I have taken out all the offenders. So this Golden Shadow dogwood did flower. There are some berries on it, but look at those beautiful variegated leaves. I just love them. There's a boxwood in here. There are hostas. And there's a path that you couldn't see before. There's a bleeding heart that I've uncovered and some liriope. There's a catbird. He's really happy that I lifted so much stuff out of this forest floor because there's lots of little grubby things for him to eat. These are ostrich plume ferns that I've uncovered. They have edible fiddleheads in the springtime and they love the shade. And this back here is a dwarf mountain laurel, and you can see that it's still got a few flowers on it. Mountain laurel have such lovely flowers. They are evergreen. They're native to New Jersey and they flower so beautifully in the understory of the forest. This is a couple of more hostas, some liriope, and another boxwood, a rhododendron there, and some lemon balm, along with a yastaberry that was very dead. I cut off all the dead, and now you can see some new canes starting to come up from the bottom. So I'm so happy that it seems to be happy that it's not being choked anymore. So this is the forest garden. It's the side yard of my first permaculture garden. You can see this bed next to the driveway. The beach plum is recovering and starting to shoot some new branches in the direction where it was really shaded by the Nanking cherry. So it can recover and gain a shape that makes sense for a landscape plant. And I hope that we have the opportunity to do that. But the reason why I believe this is probably the end of this series is that today we got our first offer on this house. It makes me sad that this won't be mine anymore, but it's time to move on and to pass it on to the next family who I hope can appreciate and enjoy some of the edible and productive plants in this landscape. If not, they'll take them down and make it their own. But this is a prickly pear cactus, and it's coming up in a few places where it was choked out and buried before. There are some Stelladoro daylilies, the beach plums, the elderberry is happy and will flower soon. So what I plan to do before I leave this property today is to label some of these productive plants so that whoever buys this property next is informed about what they have. This is a Lapin sweet cherry and a Bartlett pear. There are some pears on there. And I hope that they decide to keep some of it. Thank you everyone for joining me on this journey, and I hope that you enjoy my NJ Garden, that you enjoyed it when it was at this property, and that you will continue to join me at my other house in Bayville, where we're just getting started over there. That's a food forest in development as well. So thanks so much, and please subscribe to the channel and like the video and leave me a comment, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.